Hello, today we are going to take a look at using Excel to set up a net worth statement. So you should on Moodle see worksheet 2.1, template online is the name of it. That's on your Moodle shell right here under assignments. And when you open it up, you'll see that there's two tabs at the bottom. There's cash budget and net worth. Today we're going to be working on the net worth. And it's one of your assignments for this chapter. So I don't know how proficient you are with Excel. This shouldn't take too terrible much to, to get set up. So, and it's not very tough as far as Excel goes. So, but I just want to go through this. We did this in the lecture. We talked about the different types of liquid assets, investments, real property, etc., different kinds of liabilities. But I just want to make sure that you have an idea of what you should be doing. So the first thing is, here's the title. I've got obviously the template set up. So you should go in and write what date it's as of. So I'm recording this lecture in July. It's actually the 2nd of July, but you know, just put in whatever date you're on. So, you know, as of September 1st, whatever year, this is my balance sheet. And then your name. Obviously your name, not mine. So the first thing we're going to do is enter all of our liquid assets. And again, this is anything that we have that is cash or easily convertible to cash. So let's say that I actually in my, I don't know if this is all red. I want this to be regular old text. So let's say in my pocket right now, in my wallet, I've got $29. And in my checking account, I have $215. And in my savings account, I have $1,800. Okay, so, but this is just, I'm just making this up, and obviously you're putting in whatever it is that pertains to you. So you're going to go over here and you're going to sum up your subtotals. So you can either use the auto sum and then click and drag through these. And then if you look at it, it says equals sum C8, C9, and C10, which is what I want to add up. And then just hit enter. And my total liquid assets are $2,044. So I need to go put in the subtotal. And I would probably put it to the comma style and then get rid of the pennies because it doesn't matter. And under investments, many of you may not have any investments if you're students, but let's say that you do have a 401k at work. And I've been saving for a little bit. I've got $5,140. I'm going to go here and right click and insert a row so that I can put my subtotal. Okay. Oh. Sorry, I've actually got the subtotal set up. Let's try that again. So here, I've got the subtotal set up in the yellow. So total liquid assets, again, I'm going to write my formula, click and drag, and hit enter. Same here, I already had that set up. Pardon me. Okay. There's only one cell here, so. Okay, and then under real property, again, real property is simply real estate. So many of you probably are not going to have real property, but you may have a manufactured home, you may have a cabin, you may have a home, whatever. So I'm going to say I have a cabin and it is worth $81,000. And here's my subtotal. And then personal property is probably where many of you will have more items. So as a student, trying to think back. That's been quite a while, but let's, I mean, I had skis, I had a stereo, I had some outdoor gear, you know, whatever it is that, oops, whatever it is that you have, you know, that's personal property. I mean, this is for things like, you know, jewelry and gun collection and, you know, ATVs and boats and whatever it is that you may have, you know, that you consider personal property. Go ahead, whatever rows you don't use, click on it and you'll get this little right facing arrow, and then right click and you can delete them so that you don't have all those bare rows. And if you know Excel, pardon me, you probably saying there's a lot quicker way to do this. Okay, so so let's say for my skis, they're worth $1,200, and I guess stereo kind of sounds funny now, but pretty big deal back in the day. And outdoor gear, $1,000, and my camper is worth $1,800. So again, I'm going to go ahead and make this yellow so that it looks like the rest of them. And I'm going to go ahead and write my formula equals sum, open parentheses, or I can use the auto sum, either works. Once I have it started, I just click and drag through it and close it up and hit enter, and there we go. So basically you can pretty easily now look and see I've got $2,044 in liquid assets. Here's my investments, here's my real property, and here's my personal property. So if you're going to add all these up, you can again do auto sum and just click and drag through all those cells, or I can just put in an equal sign. You always start formulas with an equal sign and put in this cell, hit your plus sign, click on this cell, plus sign, click on this cell, plus sign, click on this cell, and then hit enter. And I do want to change all of these again, probably to comma, with no dollar sign or with no decimals. And this is kind of a big number, so I'm probably going to highlight that and bold it. Okay, and I don't want these in red. I don't know why they're in red. All right, so current liabilities, if you recall, that's everything that you owe within the next year. So I owe right now, let's say on my credit card, $2,500. And I owe in my utility bill right now, I owe $105. And on my gas card, I owe $150. So you know what we do now. And just keeping it so that it looks the same. We're going to go out here. We're going to write our formula equals sum or use our auto sum. So you understand where we're going. Last couple areas, long-term liabilities. For most of you, this would be something like a car loan or a student loan. So these aren't due within the next year. These are longer term into the future. And let's say I've got a mortgage on that cabin. I still owe $40,000 on it. So my total long-term liabilities, and this time I'll use the auto sum. So my total long-term liabilities are $50,000, and my total liabilities, again, I'm going to bold this because that's pretty important, is equals, so I start it with an equal sign, the current liabilities plus the long-term liabilities. And there we go. And then if you recall from our reading and our lecture, net worth is assets minus liabilities. So again, I start a formula with equals. Here's my total assets number minus my total liabilities number, and hit enter, And right now, I have a positive net worth. Many of you will not have a positive net worth because you're students and you don't have many assets, and you probably have, or may have, student loan debt. But in this particular situation, this is what I have. So this is essentially how I want you to complete your assignment. And then, you know, obviously you're going to save it, file save as, and with your name as net worth. You know, so I would say this is Lisa Swallow net worth, and I would submit it per the instructions for the assignment. So that is your lab chat for today. Thank you.